Hi guys, I hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. My name's Gary Herson. On numerous occasions, people have come up to me and they've said to me that they don't believe that they're creative. And this always surprises me because I believe we are all creative, and I believe that we all have some form of creative expression available to us. That's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about what is creativity, how do we explore it, and why is it so important to explore. My interpretation of creativity is it's when we use our imagination to come up with an original idea or to add our own unique flavor to an already created idea. I believe it is we use creativity is about solving problems, it's about building something new, it's about communicating differently, it's about expressing ourselves, it's about contributing, it's about growth, and it's about exploration. And it comes in all different formats. I've been to people's houses that were DIY tinkerers that have transformed their houses completely just by tinkering on the weekends. Or I've been invited to someone's home for dinner and I've eaten a meal that compares to anything that I've tasted anywhere. And I've watched mothers reading a children's story to children, and just by changing the tone of their voice or including an accent, they've completely mesmerized and entertained their young audience. And I've watched entrepreneurs trying something completely different to take their business to another level. And that for me is creativity in action, just to name a few little examples. So how do we explore creativity? This involves a personal story. When I was at school, I was a relatively good creative writer. I enjoyed the process, but I never really explored it further. It was just something that I had to do at school to pass so that I could get out of school. In the early 2000s, I wrote a children's story, which I've previously mentioned. And when I was writing the story, I really connected with the expression of writing. I got to use my imagination. It flowed easily for me. I was able to express myself in another way, and I was able to collate my thoughts in quite an organized way by putting it on paper. That story got published into a children's book, and when the book got published, quite a few people came up to me and they said to me, I've got a story that I want to write. And my response was, well, write it. And they would say to me, but I don't know how. And I said, well, you write a word which could become a sentence, which could become a paragraph, which could become a page, which could become a chapter, which could become a book. When I say that to people, I don't mean to sound pretentious. But the thing about exploring creativity, or for us to explore creativity, we need to try new things, and we need to be prepared to make mistakes. And with that, there's a cost. There's a cost of time, there's a cost of effort input, and there's possibly the cost of monetary input. So when I say to them, write a word, then a sentence, then a paragraph, I say that with limiting the costs in mind. If they don't like the form of creative expression by writing, they're going to learn sooner rather than later, and it limits their effort input, it limits their time input and their monetary input. If they like it, that's fantastic. Then they've learned something new, then they can put in more time, then they can put in more effort, and maybe they can invest more of a monetary value. So why do I believe that it's important for us to explore creativity? Personally, when I'm doing something creative, I'm contributing to my sense of well-being. I feel better about myself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But also, I like to learn new things. And when I'm doing something like that with the idea that I'm going to learn something new, or I'm going to learn from my mistakes or the mistakes that happen, I'm contributing to my own growth and my own development. And for me, that combats any form of stagnation. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and hopefully see you in the next one. Cheers.